stream. As the OOD officer of the deck, Lieutenant Commander Lambert began to issue orders. Some idiot had fallen into the drink, and given the ship's circumstances, that could be disastrous. What if the Chinese managed to get their hands on him? Shit. They would use the sailor for propaganda purposes at the very least, and might take the opportunity to harass the ship with flybys or other forms of intimidation. After reducing power and checking to make sure the man in the water was well clear of the destroyer's screws, Lambert ordered, "Slow astern," followed by, "Stand by." "Launch a boat," Franklin ordered. "Put an officer on board and arm the crew. Who's the floater, do we know?" "Seaman Larry Wilson, ma'am," the navigator replied. "What the hell was he doing?" "We don't know, ma'am." "Is he okay?" "As far as we can tell. He's wearing a life jacket and swimming toward the ship." "Sound general quarters. This might turn into a shit show." "Aye, ma'am." Franklin heard a shrill whistle, followed by a klaxon, and the announcement every sailor was familiar with. General quarters. All hands, man your battle stations." That was little more than a formality in this case, since all the ship's sections were closed up and on high alert. "Tell Lieutenant Chow to get on the horn and warn the trawlers off," Franklin ordered. "They are not, I repeat, not to approach Wilson. I'm going aft." The Heath's mission center had been compared to something from Star Trek. Huge flat panel screens were mounted against the starboard bulkhead. Rows of computer stations faced the monitors, and the 20 people stationed in front of them were trained to handle all of the ship's communications, weapons, and engineering functions. TAO, Tactical Action Officer Chow, was waiting for Franklin. She was short and intense. "I can't raise any of the trawlers, ma'am, but they're gabbing with each other." "Keep trying," Franklin ordered. "Maybe we can herd them like cattle." The Heath was equipped with 2 Northrop Grumman MQ-8 Fire Scout unmanned helicopters, which could be launched and controlled from the mission center. She leaned in between the UAV pilots. "Are your birds ready to lift?" "Yes, ma'am," Lisa Rafferty replied. "What kind of loadout are they carrying?" "Hellfire missiles," Derek Foster answered. 2 each. "Excellent. Put him in between the trawlers and Wilson. See if you can push the fishing boats away from him." The tech said, Aye, in unison, and went to work. Franklin's next stop was the comm section. The lead information systems tech was a woman named Sims. "They're bound to be at least one spy ship out there," Franklin said. "They'll start squawking soon. ID them if you can, and pass the information to the weapons officer. We'll kill them if we have to." Sims had short hair, dark eyes, and mocha-colored skin. Aye, Captain. We'll find him." Franklin heard her name and pressed the transmit button on the radio. "This is the captain." "Lambert here," the XO said. "One of the trawlers is trying to cut us off from Wilson. A second boat is moving in to pick him up." Franklin swore silently. So much for her plan to scare the trawler captains. They were calling her bluff. Franklin found herself in a no-win situation. She could destroy both trawlers in seconds. But if she did, China would accuse the United States of attacking peaceful fishermen as they attempted to rescue an American sailor. Not the sort of story the president or the chairman of the Joint Chiefs would want to see on the front page of the New York Times. And if Franklin allowed the Chinese to grab Wilson, the bastards would parade him in front of cameras in Beijing as proof that the U.S. had violated Chinese waters, or some equally ridiculous bullshit like that. And Franklin had seconds in which to decide. Lieutenant Chow was watching her. "Fire a warning shot in front of the first boat," Franklin ordered, "and prepare to do the same with the second. Execute." A rating named Rig had control of the ship's 6-inch guns. Franklin went over to stand beside him. "Don't hit the bastards," she cautioned. "Just scare the shit out of them." Video and targeting data was visible on the screen in front of Rig. He used a joystick to swivel a deck gun around. Franklin watched the crosshairs settle on a patch of open water. A key clicked, and there was a muted thump as the gun fired. A column of white water shot up in front of the incoming boat. It veered away. "Good work," Franklin said. "What's the other target up to?" "It's still coming our way," Chow replied. "Fire another warning shot," Franklin instructed. Then, as Rig tapped a key, Franklin spoke into her radio. "Lambert? Is the boat in the water yet?" "Yes, ma'am, but it's going to take at least 10 minutes to reach Wilson, and take him aboard. Tell them to hurry."